Good evening, friends, and welcome back to another edition of Paisano's Music and Vinyl Talk. I am your gracious host, Paisano, as always. Tonight, it's going to be my second review from this artist, from the Isle of Jamaica, man, the great Bob Marley and his group, the Wailers, in their 1976 release, Rastaman Vibration. It's their 8th studio album, and I believe it's the first that wasn't produced by Island owner Chris Blackwell, who pretty much discovered them and got them out of Jamaica and introduced them to the world, really. This was the first Bob Marley and the Wailers album to crack the top 10. Got to number 8 in 1976. Quite a feat for such a unique group, and to think that they were operating at the same time as, you know, the big heavy hitters, the Zeppelins, the Deep Purples, the Grand Funks, the Black Sabbaths of the world. You know, to think that this music was doing that well tells you something. These guys were talented. Very talented. And it was very critically accepted by critics and fans alike. There's a kind of a big lineup shift here, too. Longtime guitarist Peter Tosh took off just before this album. I believe Natty Dread was the first album without him, but they were carrying on without him. But the core was there: Bob Marley, Aston Family Man Barrett on bass, Carlton Barrett on drums. That was the nucleus of this group, no doubt. And they added Tyrone Downey as a keyboardist, Alvin Peterson percussion, and Earl Smith lead and rhythm guitar, and as always the I3s. The I3s were 3 female backup singers for the group the Wailers. Excuse me. One of them being Bob Marley's wife Rita, with Judy Mawat and Marsha Griffiths. They made up the I3s, and let me tell you something, they were never better than on this album. The Wailers are not the Wailers without the I3s, and they really showed their stuff. They really add a lot to the songs. This one starts off with Positive Vibration. Gets the album started in a very upbeat way. Roots rock reggae. Johnny Was, Cry to Me, and Want More finishes out side 1. Side 2, Crazy Bald Head, great song. Who the Cap Fit. And next up is probably my favorite Bob Marley and the Wailers song, Night Shift. Followed by War, which was the only single, I believe, released off this album. And the album finishes with Rat Race. And it was recorded at Harry J. Studios and Joe Gibbs Studio, Kingston, Jamaica. Like I said, the Wailers produced this one. Chris Blackwell is... he was involved with mixing, but he was not the producer. And this is my favorite Bob Marley and the Wailers album. I have more than a few. You'll be seeing others down the road, but this one is definitely my favorite. This one holds a special place in my heart. Here's the inside of the gatefold sleeve. All the lyrics, along with pictures of the band. And marijuana was used as a sacrament in the religion of Rastafarians. And it says on the side of the album, this album jacket is great for cleaning herb. So, just wanted to mention that. These guys, I believe they used to smoke it on stage. How they got away with that, I do not know. But I think Parliament and Funkadelic, I think they smoked weed on stage as well. I don't know how they got away with that. That's crazy. But yeah, it was a huge release for them. Like I said, cracked the top 10 in the U.S. Fantastic. One of my favorite albums right here. And certainly my favorite Bob Marley and the Wailers album. Let's take a look at the vinyl. It's a classic Island Records release. That's side one there. Island with the palm tree and the sun in the background. Classic Island logo. Alright, it was a pleasure listening to this from start to finish. It had been ages since I had done so. And before I review an album, I always give it a good listen, sometimes twice. Get myself reacquainted with it. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you're enjoying our musical discussions here, please like and, more importantly, subscribe. Good night, YouTube. Until next time.